All right, we are live on YouTube, so hopefully you guys are joining us. This is definitely an experiment for Lance and I because we've never done a Saturday night, and I know a lot of you guys that trade during the week tend to sort of tune out during the weekends just because it's it's the weekend, right? You get some chance to chill out and have some time to yourselves, and so this is going to be interesting. Hey, Aaron, thank you very much for coming. We appreciate it, that's for sure. You always come to all of these live streams, so it's always good to see you here. It's pretty good. So yeah, so tonight we are going to talk about one of the strategies that I really missed out on in probably the last year. Lance kept telling me, Russell, you need to do this strategy. Why are you not doing this strategy? And I just kept saying, oh, I'm just doing the naked puts and things. I'm not going to worry too much about this other stuff. And boy, did I regret it, because really the strategy that we're going to talk about tonight has been just an absolute killer strategy. It survived times where other strategies just died or were really struggling. And so this is like the bulletproof strategy that we're all looking for. And I think it's going to be really phenomenal going forward. I think it's something that everybody can benefit from. And the cool thing is tonight we're doing a prize draw for that. So if you are interested in winning a free subscription, make sure you stick around to the end. I'm going to post a link to the prize draw right now so you early birds can get it and enter your email addresses. So in the chat, I'm just posting the link right now. If you go to that link and you sign up for the prize draw, there's a good chance that you'll win a free subscription, which at full price is worth about $1,200. Good evening, Barry. Good to see you here. So tonight we're going to talk about the details. We're going to show the proof, the evidence, the documentation that Lance has managed this strategy for over a year now and basically has not lost a single trade with this. And this is something that is absolutely fantastic. I mean, I can't say enough good things about this. Hey, Keen Sanity, nice to see you. You're coming to all these live streams now. Hopefully you'll like the strategy. I don't know if you've signed up for anything else Lance has been doing. I know we just did a webinar with Lance, but he's really one of the best guys out there, so why not do more with him, right? Like this, do more of what's working. So it's fantastic. So guys, sign up for the free prize draw. We're going to do it after Lance presents all his slides, so he does a slideshow. We're going to have questions. You guys, if you're live, definitely ask questions, because that's really something a lot of people don't get a chance to do when they're, at these webinars. Sometimes they're recorded. So if you are watching this and it's a replay or it's recorded, make sure that you look in the description below, because we'll put all the Black Friday deals that we're doing for the next week or so in the description below. We'll post them in the chat tonight for the people that are live with us, and it's going to be pretty phenomenal. So I'm pretty excited about it. And this is a strategy, like I said, I wish I'd taken part in more. It's kind of a big, probably my biggest regret of the last 6 months to a year has not been actually taking these trades. Even though Lance kept hammering it in, he kept saying, take these trades. They work. They're working. They work. And this is a strategy which, if you guys saw the promotional stuff for this, 100% win rate, 84% account growth in 2024 with just 2 trades a month, with extra bonus trades and the ability to add your extra trades in if you want to. So you can add more trades if you felt like you wanted to, because Lance teaches you how to fish rather than just giving you trade alerts. So this is going to be phenomenal. So I'm excited to talk to Lance tonight, and I hope you're doing well. How's it going on your end of things, Lance?
Doing good. I guess after bugging you about how good the strategy is over and over again, eventually you're like, yeah, we really got to talk about this thing. It's been going great. And what's really good about cover strangles, you said that I've used it for about a year, but indirectly I've been using them for about 7-8 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Indirectly, because a covered strangle is essentially when you buy 100 shares of stock. That could be multiples, of course. And then you sell a covered call against it, and you sell a cash secured put. So I've been doing individual covered calls, individual cash secured puts quite a bit. Then you just combine the two together, and then you have a very flexible strategy that works in many different market conditions.
Cool. So you have a bunch of slides to share with us. We're going to take questions from anybody who has more questions on this. But I think going through the slides first and kind of just going through it informally, just at a chilled pace. We have plenty of time tonight. It's pretty phenomenal that people are turning out tonight, given that it's a Saturday night. Most people are just, going out for meals, maybe having a few beers, chilling out. So it's good to see you guys here. I think this is going to be pretty informative. If you don't have any idea what this strategy is all about, I think you're going to be pretty pleased that you're attending this webinar and that you have the ability to ask Lance any questions that you want whatsoever. Once again, just want to remind you to sign up for the prize draw. We'll be doing this after Lance's slides, which won't take that long. I'm just about to share those in a second. But here's the link for the prize draw again. We'll be pulling a winner. Probably take 30 minutes to do the slides, right? So about 30 minutes from now.
Right there, Ed. Let's use this as a learning lesson. I'm a high school science teacher. Love teaching people how different strategies work. So feel free to ask questions as they come up.
Yeah, for sure. And so here's the presentation that Lance has put together. I've put it full screen so you guys can see it as best as possible. And let's get started. Let's hear more about the strategy and what I've missed over the last year.
All right, so we're going to go over the covered strangle. Again, I run tastytraders.com, and you can see a lot of information, a lot of free content there if you want. You can subscribe to my channel. I actually got the 5,000 subscriber today, so definitely appreciate all your support out there, and definitely like to help out a lot of people with it. Let's see. So first, what is a covered strangle? Again, covered strangle is just a combination of a covered call. That's when you buy 100 shares or one futures contract, and then you sell a call against it. You also are going to sell a short put. So you sell, it could be a cash secured put or a naked put. And I do both of those strategies. I'll do fully cash secured puts in a Roth IRA. I want to make it a little bit more conservative. If I want to be a little bit more aggressive, I'll just do them in a margin account where you could get really good buying power, and you could make a few percent a month pretty easily if you use margin. You just got to be careful of what you're doing there. In general, it's a slightly bullish strategy. However, it is very flexible where you could make it where it's pretty much a neutral strategy. I'm actually did talk to the Discord today about an in the money covered call, which will be more of a neutral / slightly bearish strategy, and it'll still work out. And it can increase premiums received over just a straight covered call because we're selling a naked put with it. Now, in general, you want to only use this with stocks or ETFs or even futures that you're willing to hold for a long time. It's not necessarily going to work right away, although this year our futures covered strangles just worked every single time, and we got 100% win rate with that 84% year-to-date growth. However, you need to be a little bit flexible at times and be willing to hold the positions a little bit longer, especially if you have a pretty bearish market. And then you want to be able to do this with at least 200 shares or 2 contracts. So you're going to be starting with buying 100 shares of stock or 1 contract. And then since you're selling a naked put or cash secured put with it, you should be okay getting another contract or 100 shares. What's good about that is it'll lower your cost basis because many times you're going to be selling them below the current price. So it's like you're getting a discount for buying another 100 shares of stock. Now, how to set it up? Again, just buy 100 shares or 1 contract. Sell a call. You could sell in the money calls for more premium. If you think that the position is going to have a short-term downturn, you'll take in more premium. So for instance, if you have a stock at $50 a share, maybe you could sell a covered call at $47, $48 a share, and then you lower your downside risk in that case because you're taking in more premium. You could sell them out of the money as well for more possible capital gains. And I've been doing very well with Robinhood stock. And you'll see the examples here where we're selling them out of the money, taking in premium, locking in gains on the premiums, and also locking in capital gains because Hood stock actually increased it as well. And then with that, you're going to sell a put. I'll typically look around 0.1 delta, but that is a bit flexible where you could sell different deltas a little bit closer to the money if you see conditions that are met for it. How to profit on it? Again, you take in premiums on 2 sides, the covered calls and the short puts. Now, if the stock is flat and it stays between the covered call and short put, you're just going to receive the full premium on both of these. And that's one condition where I see a lot of people that I talk to thinking options are super risky and you're going to possibly get a big return, but you have a lot of risk on it. By selling premium on positions, it's actually more conservative in most cases. You are limiting your upside when you're selling the covered call. However, you could still lock in a good amount of gains, especially if you owned a certain stock for a while at a very low cost basis, and then you sell an out of the money covered call. And then also so that's why it's more conservative, because if the stock didn't do anything and you didn't do options with it, you're not going to make anything. But if you're selling calls and selling puts, you're taking in premium. So it makes it actually a safer play in many cases there. If the stock goes up past the covered call strike, then you'll use the 100 shares of the stock to cover the call. You're going to exercise the sold call, but then the brokers will use the 100 shares of stock you have to offset that. So there's no upside risk or no unlimited losses or anything like that. It's a very stable strategy if you know how to implement it. Now, if the stock goes down above the short put, you still get that premium on both sides. If the stock goes down below your short put, then you're going to be assigned on that, and then you're going to take in more shares of stock. But again, you're going to be getting a good discount on your shares because you're selling the cash secured or naked put below where you currently bought the price. So if you looked at Warren Buffett, he did a lot of options on Coca-Cola and taking in millions of dollars on premium. He wanted to own the stock, but he thought that it was a bit overvalued where it was. So he would sell puts against it. And based on the intrinsic value of Coca-Cola and what he thought it was worth, he was just collecting a good amount of money off it. And then eventually it got to the price he wanted, and then he just entered that big position on that stock. I'll leave it open for any questions at this point right now, because I still have a few more slides if anyone has any.
Yeah, not seeing a lot of action in the chat at the moment, but if you guys have any questions, this stuff is easier than it sounds, especially if you're new to it. It's much easier than it sounds. I put it off for years, and it really isn't that difficult. So any questions that you have, definitely let us know. If not, then Lance can just continue with the slides and we can go through. I see a lot of you guys are signing up for the prize draw. I'm definitely keeping an eye on that. We'll basically be selecting a random number between 1 and however many sign up, and you guys have a good chance of winning tonight, just because there's not that many people on the webinar being Saturday night. So you have a good chance of winning. So Barry just had a question. Let's take that really quick. So I'll put it up for everybody to see. If you get assigned on the put lines, will you generally then just sell calls on the 200 shares or rinse and repeat?
Okay, so if I get assigned on the shares, sell on 200 shares. Typically, I will sell covered calls on the 200 shares. For individual positions, and I let people in my group know how many shares I'm willing to take in on a certain stock. So for instance, Robinhood, I was willing to take in, I think, 400 shares. So if I got the 200 shares, I would just do another covered call against it. I would have 200 shares. I'd sell 2 covered calls and sell 1 cash secured put, and try to size into the allocation that I'm ready for. And
Yeah,
that's it's not every case, but it's very frequently how I'll do it that way.
Yeah. And the funny thing is here, it's impossible to calculate a profit factor because you've had no losing trades. So it's very difficult.
It's a very close estimation of it. So I'll talk about the futures trades and how I got that 80+%, where it's using span margin. So margin could change throughout the trade, but I use a very conservative number for that. It actually might be higher than the 80%, because most of the time I'm doing the trades, I don't need the full margin that I'm using. And a lot of times I'm just getting out of the trade earlier anyway. So
yeah, and this is a really safe strategy. It's one of the strategies that survived the infamous Volmageddon back in August, right? And so if you got burned in Volmageddon, I'm not sure how many people know what that is, but if you know what it is, I feel bad for you because we all got caught up in it. Except this strategy. This strategy survived and it thrived throughout the worst period of time in this last whole year. And that's why we're so excited about it, and that's why we want to offer super duper 50% off Black Friday deals on this. So yeah. Anyway, Lance, keep going. I don't mean to distract from your.
No, that's okay. So I wanted to do some examples of individual stock positions I did, and then the futures one as well. Some of these have a little bit more risk. Some of them are very conservative. So that's why I wanted to give many different possibilities if you join the group. Is if you want to be more of a conservative investor or an investor/trader taking in a couple of percent a month, that's doable. If you want to go for the higher percents as well, that's doable as well. So this was a few examples. One was IREN stock, IREN, and they have very good premiums right now. It's a Bitcoin kind of AI Bitcoin like fusion pretty much, and they're using AI chips to help with energy. So the premiums are very good right now. It's a little bit volatile, but in this one example, I was willing to take in up to 600 shares, and then I bought 100 shares at 9.22. It went up to 9.5, which is where I sold my covered call at. And this is just 1 week, by the way. So I was able to, it went above 9.5. I took in $45 on the covered call. I took in $15 on the cash secured put. And again, this is only in 1 week. So that's already a pretty good return compared to the total cost. Using IREN at about 50% margin, you only needed about $450 or so to buy the shares. And then selling the cash, it's actually a naked put here. It was another about $400. So when it got exercised at 9.5, I made capital gains here. It'll be 50 minus 22. What was that? $28 plus the 45 plus the 15. So in just 1 week, I made $88 on this trade, but it only needed $861 total. So that's 10.2% return in just 1 week.
That's insane.
And again, this is very easily scalable. Like if you have a larger account, you could do this with 1,000 shares and then just multiply everything by 10 is what I'm showing here. Okay.
That's fantastic. Hey, Mike, just saw you joined the chat. Hope you're doing well tonight.
I see a few questions coming up. Let me go over a few more examples, and I'll go over those. This is Robinhood. This is Robinhood. It's actually been one of the best ones I've done in the last month, where I think I wrote it on the Discord. It's up about 25% or so just for the month. Here, Robinhood, the shares were at 23.55. I sold the covered call at 25. And then I also sold the cash secured put at 22. So again, this is an out of the money covered call. Also out of the money naked put. It went up past the 25 in the week. So I took in the difference of these numbers. It's about $145 in just the shares. And then you add the $43 from the covered call, $35 for the put. And then the total return was $205 for this trade. Needed about $22.77 in margin. That's the 50% of the shares you buy. And then the naked was only, the nakeds on these are only about $1,700. You really don't need that much in margin there. So that was 9% in a week because you made 205 over 22.77.
That's phenomenal. Like when you're talking about winning all of your trades and you're doing 9% a week, that's absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal.
Right. It's not going to always happen that way. In some cases, you won't lose your shares on the covered call, but you're still taking in a good premium, and you could easily get a couple of percent a week if the stock doesn't even move that much because of all those premiums that you're getting. And here's the bread and butter that people are probably interested in. This is a 81% account growth. And actually is slightly higher based on the total amount of margin that I need. So for this trade, I use MES for futures, and it's just like the SPY, but with the futures products. Again, I use a span margin, which makes it a very favorable trade if they work out, where you don't necessarily need to use a lot of funds to do these. It's very small account friendly. And these are all the trades I did since December. This one actually closed in early January, so I counted it for this year. And you can see the futures prices. I go over the strike prices that I'm selling puts at. This is a modified version of the covered strangle where I'm selling 2 naked puts. And then if I happen to get assigned on any of them, then I will sell a call and sell a put because I'll be assigned contracts here. But what was amazing about this strategy was I never was assigned on any of these strike prices. And I was always able to close out on my target profit, which I look for around 75% profit on these. So most of these trades that you see are typically only a couple of weeks, and I'm making 5, 5, 3, 2. This 2% happened really quick, so I just got out of it quick. So I'm usually looking for at least 4, 6% on these trades, and it typically takes about 20 to 25 days to get these returns. And again, you only need about $3,000 to do these trades. The initial margin is only about $1,500. And then I leave an extra $1,500 in cash just to deal with margin requirements. But again, in most of these situations, I didn't need to get anywhere close to using the $3,000 because the market was a pretty good bull market this year. And then I just got out of the trades and just re-entered them again. That makes sense? Any questions so far on these? I see a few coming up.
Yeah, it makes sense. Martin's asking, how many DTE are you using?
Yeah, so it depends on which position I'm looking at for these futures. I typically go 30 to 45 days out because then you could go a bit further out of the money. Even if you're wrong on the direction a little bit, it could still work out in your favor. For some of them, like Hood and Iron, I'm doing weeklies. So I'm going to start it on Monday, and I'm going to start new ones on Hood and Iron this Monday. And then I just sell them out to Friday. So it really depends on the position I'm looking at. I do another conservative one with SCHD. That's a high yield dividend fund. And those I do monthlies. So I typically look either around 5 days out up to around 40 or so days out.
Pretty good.
I see Erin wrote, she does that in her 401k with a few stocks, so she's familiar with it. Yep, it is a covered strangle. I remember talking to you a while ago where you did mention how you do a lot of these trades, and you're like, oh, I could do covered calls on this. Oh, I could also do, cascade puts on it. So you're really doing a covered strangle in the end. It's just the lingo of the naming sometimes where, you might be doing a strategy and not be aware of what the name is.
Yeah, that happened to me a lot. I put off a lot of these strategies because the names kind of put me off and it sounded all complex, but you actually make it really simple and easy for people to follow, which is fantastic. So,
yeah, one of the main things that I want to make sure I do in my Discord is to be a teacher. Because I teach all day. I teach members all day in terms of how these strategies work and how it could reach your goals as well. Just a few more slides here. I think this is another like bonus trade that will be included if you join. This is from the Consistent Passive Profits. We did a live stream on this about, I think, 6-7 months ago. And this is where I sell naked puts on MES. And these are very set and forget. I'm just selling the put at specific strike prices. And then I let them expire worthless. I do these on Sunday evening. You could easily do them on Sunday or even Monday the next day. It's almost always going to be about the same amount of premium that I'm taking in. And then you just enter the trade. It could take a minute or less. And then you just go about your time and don't even do anything else. All of these trades expired worthless as well. So it's a very simple passive strategy to do.
And this was my experience too. So these were the ones I was doing a lot of over the last 6 months. Even during the tough time in August, these all still made full profit for me, which was fantastic. So these are the bonus trades included in the Consistent Passive Profit subscription. The covered strangles are the main ones, which we just talked about, but you also get once a week on these as well. And these are phenomenal. These really work really, really well. Probably the best trades out there in terms of consistent passive profits, which is why we called it this, which is exactly what it does. So
Yep, these are some of the data, the year to date. You can see all these dots are in the positive axis here, and we're just consistently taking in around that 3%. And these are less than a month. It's typically 26 days out. So in less than a month, you get your 3% a month just doing one trade that takes less than a minute. So very
Yep,
simple, straightforward.
definitely. Hi, Tyrone. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're enjoying the presentation. I don't know if you just joined, but we're definitely still taking entries for that prize draw. If you want to join that, if you scroll up the chat, you'll see the prize draw where we give away a free consistent passive profits subscription, which Lance is just about to talk about in more detail here.
All right, so this is what you get, and feel free to ask any questions as I talk through this. I want to make sure I go over any questions you have about the strategy. So consistent passive profits, you'll be getting weekly trades on those Sunday night trades. You just take the trade, set it and forget it. We do monthly Zoom calls where I go over this strategy. I'll go over other strategies with you as well, so you can learn different ideas that are not even part of this program. You'll get the full strategy guide of every single strategy I do, and it's just getting bigger and bigger, like a, I don't know, blooming onion, and Outback keeps growing more and more. But I have hundreds of pages of strategy guides, and of course, you could ask me any questions you have on any of those. You'll get a one-on-one Zoom call with me as well. So once you're understanding the strategy and how it works, I'll do a one-on-one Zoom call with you to go over any questions you have on the strategy. And we could also go over allocation sizes, what strikes to look for, how far out in time, just based on your personal goals that you have. You'll be getting those covered strangles. We do them on stocks and futures. I have, I think, 4 of them in stocks going right now, plus the MES futures. And then again, you get those weekly futures because it's a passive profits as well.
Yeah, the idea is maximum results for minimum amount of time. Like that's one of the key features here is we're not day trading like crackheads. We are just chilling, placing trades, and just making money. And that's been my experience with Lance for the last couple of years. One of the best out there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, like I see members throughout the week asking like, oh, what do we do with this position? It's starting to get a little bit in trouble. But with the covered strangle, we're okay with getting those extra shares of stock. So I'm literally just taking the trade on Sunday evening or Monday morning, and then I just let it go and see what happens. You don't have to be looking at the 1 minute candles to see, oh no, it's going below the support level and whatnot. Like we're perfectly okay with any of the conditions that happen once you enter the trade, knowing that you're going to be fine, and then we know exactly how to manage it afterwards if it does go against us.
Yeah, for sure. So the big thing I have is if you can grow an account 84% in 2024, and you're only doing a couple of trades plus a couple of bonus trades, maybe up to four bonus trades a week, and you make 84% on that account passively, why on earth would anybody be doing these crackhead day trades where they're spending all morning scalping in and out of SPX or whatnot? It's absolutely crazy to me how awesome this is compared to most strategies. Do you agree?
Yeah, I agree. I've talked to a lot of traders that are really trying to spend a lot of time in research, and it's actually hurting their productivity, like in work and other things, where you could do this very passive strategy, still get very good returns off of it, and not have to worry so much about what's happening with the market, like every minute, every day, and whatnot. So, I'm a pretty busy person as well. I'm teaching, I'm helping people on the Discord, I'm doing all my trades as well, and I don't want to be looking at the market every minute and to see exactly what's happening. Like, oh no, the RSI got oversold and whatnot. So I came up with this plan that's very useful and very flexible for people's schedules. So it's very easy just to get in and then just let it be.
Yeah, for sure. So let's do the prize draw. Let's get this going. It's only 30 minutes into this presentation. Usually we take about an hour to go through the presentation and then also the deal that we are offering for Black Friday. We're doing it on actually multiple services, but primarily the covered strangle strategy, because it's proved itself, is one that we really want to push to you guys if you're not already members. But let's do the prize draw. So I finally got the numbers in for how many people have entered. It's not many, so you have a really good chance of winning this if you entered into the prize draw. So let me just pull it up, and Lance can do his random number generator on it. So you guys can see if you won a $1,200. It's about $1,200 before the Black Friday deal. We sell this for about $1,200 a year, right? Like it's about a year. And so this is worth its weight in gold. I mean, it really is. So I have, at the moment, this is because it's Saturday night, we have a lot less people than normal, but I still have 85 people on the list that have signed up for the free prize draw. So it's still, you have a 1 in 85 chance of winning. So if you could do your, magic random number.
I got it ready. I got it ready if you want to share my screen.
All right, go for it. I'll just share your screen right here. So we're going to pick a number, and I'm going to take it off my email list, which is all the things you guys have been signing up for. Martin, we'll get to your question in a minute as well. We'll just do the prize draw so people know what they're getting. All right, Lance, drum roll. Let's go for it. Let's see who's won. We do this every time now. Not many people do this, but.
And I want to give thanks to all the people that are watching our videos and giving our support. So thanks for everybody. It's the early Thanksgiving gift for someone. All right, ready? 3, 2, 1. Number 26.
All right, so I'm going to look at my spreadsheet here. I've exported all the details from ClickFunnels. Number 26 is, let's see. So I'm struggling to pronounce the name here. It's a little bit of a different sounding name. I can give the name, but I'll keep the email address secret. So the name is Tasipo Lecolon. Sounds like. And so if you're on the call right now, which I hope you are, that is basically the winning call here. So you'll be getting a free subscription worth $1,200 to the Covered Strangles and Consistent Passive Profit Income service that Lance offers. So hopefully you're on the call. If not, we'll be sending you an email very shortly. Your first name is Tasipo, T-S-E-Po, Tasipo.
Congratulations.
So hopefully you're on the call. Nobody ever is, though. Whenever we do these draws, nobody actually ever is on the call. But that's the winner. So if you're hoping to win it, unfortunately, you haven't won unless you're Tasipo. So let's do a few more questions, and then let's introduce the massive discounts for these services that we've decided to do for the next week during the Black Friday kind of run-up. All right, so let's start with Martin J. Wait, here's Aaron, actually. Aaron saying 84% result of compounding or individual returns.
That was the compounding. So I was using $3,000 just as the benchmark of how much we're using for it, and it grew at 80. Oh, it was about 84%. I think I wrote 81%, but again, the margin was a lot less than what I needed in most of those times. So it actually was probably even higher than 84%, but I wanted to make it just based on what I'm using for that account. So yeah, that's a compounding return.
Martin J., which percentage of capital would you assign maximum for consistent passive profit strategy? Good question.
So yeah, that really is a personal question based on your risk tolerance and what you're willing to use for it. So I can't give a set number on that in a percent, but I am using, I'm starting to go a little bit more on my percentages for me personally. Again, I can't give a specific number on that. And it also depends on which ones of the covered strangles you're doing or for consistent passive profits. So yeah, I would say you could be a pretty decent percent if you want to, but again, I don't want to say a set number on that.
Yeah, it's kind of a personal risk-reward question, really. Stephanie, hello, Stephanie. How would you handle a bear market? We've been in a bull market for what seems like ages. That's true, we have.
Yeah. Good question. So in my strategy guide, I say exactly what I'm going to do for the consistent passive profits and the covered strangle strategy. So we have a lot of ways to mitigate our risk there. It's not as, you don't have to make it as simple as, you get into the trade. If it gets a certain amount of loss you get out of it. For these, I'm willing to stay in them longer because these are stocks and futures that I'm willing to hold for long periods of time. So a few of the just quick answers I could give, even though I give a lot more detail on my strategy, guys, and you could ask me about them, is I'll typically sell like an in-the-money covered call at times to lower that overall downside risk that you have. You're taking in more premium. You could also sell lower deltas on the put side as well.
Yeah, it seems to answer it pretty well. Seems pretty good. So, guys, we're doing a ton of different Black Friday deals. So we're starting a bit early. It seems every year these Black Friday deals get earlier and earlier. This year is definitely a little different. And so tonight we wanted to offer you guys the option to get a 50% discount into the Covered Strangles or Consistent Passive Profit program that Lance has. And so I'm going to post a link right now where you can go and check out this new deal. It's 50% off. We've never done this before. It's sold a ton at the full price of $1,200. So here is the deal for the Covered Strangles right here. So if you look in the chat right now, if you're watching the replay, it'll be in the description below. So you can just go and check it out right now. We can go through exactly what you get. So I'm going to try and share my screen with the Covered Strangles, and we can talk about exactly what you get with the subscription. So just bear with me a minute while I try and figure out how to share my screen exactly. Let's see. Share this one. We don't have any fancy landing page. We're not trying to do anything crazy here. I'm going to make this full screen though. So this is a 50% off Black Friday sale for the Covered Strangles and Consistent Passive Profit stuff. So this is the couple of trades a month that have built this account 84% in 2024 with 0 losing trades. So we're doing a lifetime deal for $597, which is pretty phenomenal compared to a lot of other systems out there. So $597 one-time trade, one-time purchase. You get lifetime access to all of this different stuff. So basically, this strategy has proved itself even in adverse times for similar strategies. And it's been just absolutely phenomenal. Like I said, the win rate's 100% in 2024. I kick myself every morning for not taking Lance's advice to actually take these trades. I wish I had, because they've been phenomenal. So you get lifetime access to the Covered Strangles real-time trade alerts and support from Lance, which is crucial here. You have one-on-one support with Lance. He probably shouldn't be doing this, but he does because he's so dedicated. He'll DM you. He'll talk to you, even do Zoom calls with you. And if you're not familiar with this type of strategy, you can learn it very easily. It's not a difficult strategy. It just takes a little bit of work to figure out what's going on exactly, and then it's very easily. These are set and forget trades. Typically, you just set them within a few minutes and you forget about them, and before you know it, bang, you've got that profit in your trading account. And you can do more trades if you like. So Lance teaches you how to do these strategies. So just because he's not doing more doesn't mean that you can't do more. So you could theoretically beat these results by quite considerably beat them by doing your own trades based on his teachings. You also get the weekly trades that we talked about, the cash secured puts, which are also fantastic. They're one of my favorite ones because you're basically betting that a stock won't fall or a futures won't fall below a certain level. And when you do that, like, it's actually surprisingly robust and a really good way to supplement the income from the Covered Strangles trades. So you can expect somewhere between 2 and 6 trades a month based on this, which might not seem like a lot, but if you're doing them passively, why not do it? You're going to bring in that income. It's very consistent, and I love it. It's fantastic.
That's actually a little off. It's 2 to 6 on the main futures trades that I'm saying, but I'm actually giving trades on individual Covered Strangles as well. So,
right. So a bit more. Yeah. But more doesn't necessarily mean better a lot of the times. It's the quality over quantity, right? They can really help. So even though you are giving a bit more, my sort of thought process here is still you'd rather be doing less trades, spending less time glued to your computer, and actually making more money than usual crackhead day trading strategies or all these other gurus are selling you. And the system includes a Discord chat channel where you can discuss the trades with all the other members, and they have some really good ideas too, because they've learned from Lance from years as well, and they can give you ideas, and you can, you know, bend your ideas around with them about similar covered strangle trades once you learn the basics. The bonuses are super valuable here. You get taught how to actually do this strategy. It's simple, but it's not easy, so you have to actually learn the basics, and then it feels easy, but it's not easy until you learn the basics. Very easy, doesn't take long to learn at all. Even myself was able to learn how to do this pretty quickly. Unfortunately, I didn't implement, which was a big mistake on my part. Lance does do bonus Zoom on Zoom, like one-on-one Zoom calls. Typically, we'll probably limit that to the first 10 subscribers or so, because he gets totally overwhelmed with people. So it pays to sign up quickly for this, because you get some more attention from Lance directly. You can answer all these questions that you have directly to Lance and get these Zoom calls going with him. So if you're interested in this deal will be running for the next week. We'll probably end it on Black Friday. This is like a pre-Black Friday deal, I guess. The bonuses, like I said, are the weekly naked put alerts. These do amplify your gains. I did some significant profits on these. These were amazing. Like I said, I didn't even do the covered strangles part, which is what we're emphasizing in this webinar. And so typically you'll earn an extra 2 to 5% just from the bonus trades here per month, which is phenomenal. Now, the big part here, which everybody, well, at least a lot of traders underestimate, is the position size guide. Lance basically is an expert in risk management. He is like a military dictator. He'll be like, do not do this. Do not go in with your full account. This is how you should position things. If you want to make the most money here and minimize your risk, this is what I recommend. And that is worth its weight in gold, because a lot of people blow up because they use too much margin or too much, they use too big position sizes. And he really helps keep us all in line with that every single week. There is a money-back guarantee on this. I didn't talk to Lance in detail about this, but we did offer it last time. So the money-back guarantee is basically, if you don't have a win rate of 80% or more during the course of the next year, then you're entitled to a refund of your money. These trades win, and they win often. And when they do lose, they don't lose that much. So if you don't have an 80% plus, like I said, we've won every trade this last year, then you're entitled to a full refund of your money in a year from now. So definitely check that out as well. Yeah. So is there any questions on this deal? This is the best Black Friday deal we've got going on. There are other deals that we're going to talk about very briefly, but this one is the one that we're most excited about, because it has survived the test of time. It's gone through the worst times this year, and it's still come out ahead over most strategies that I've come across. So is there any questions on the deal or the strategy? Let's see what else people have to say. All right, so there are some questions here. Let's see. So Michael's saying, how do you get alerts? It's a really good question. It's all in Discord, so you can get push notifications to your laptop, or you can get push notifications to your phone. And so it's as good as text message, except it's actually better in a lot of ways. And so we do a lot of Discord stuff. A lot of people, hopefully you're familiar with Discord, but we help people all the time get up to speed with the Discord and how to mute certain channels so they're not getting bombarded with alerts they don't want, and they're only getting push notifications that they really want to see in a timely manner. So yeah, it's Discord based. Hopefully that's helpful. So yeah, that's the main Black Friday deal. I would definitely sign up for it. I think this is something that you guys will love. It's something that I certainly have benefited from, at least the bonus trades part of it. Like I said, it keeps saying I haven't had a lot of chance to follow Lance's covered strangles, but I've been following his results, which have made me pretty jealous, to be honest. I've been pretty jealous about them. The question here, are the alerts time sensitive? How soon do you have to enter the position? These are swing trades, so these are not crackhead day trades where you get in and the guru is already in 20 cents below you and you're forced to chase. These things are very chilled out. Is that right, Lance?
Yeah. So they're not that time sensitive for a lot of the longer dated 30, 40 day out trades. You could easily do them within a couple of days after I do it. It's not like you need to be ready on your computer and get that alert and then send it in the next minute, or otherwise it doesn't work. Where you see some other channels doing that, you're like, by the time you get to the trade, it already made the target profit and whatnot. So these are very set and forget type trades.
Yeah, and that's what I love about them. I really do, because it actually makes them tradable for subscribers as well as the person doing the alerts. So I'm posting the Black Friday deal again here for you guys. Go and check it out. Just post it here. Aaron has a comment here that we can show. Are there multiple channels in the Discord we have to follow, or are all the covered strangles and bonus CSPs under the covered strangle channel? Good question.
Yeah, there's a couple of channels where I post them in. There's a specific covered strangle channel that I have for all the individual stock positions I do. And then there's just one other channel where I do the consistent passive profits and futures covered strangles. So it's really only 2 channels that you need.
Pretty cool, yeah. Pretty cool. So this is definitely a Black Friday deal. Like, we were selling dozens and dozens of these for double the price. So this is your chance. So your one chance. I had to talk Lance into this, but this is your chance to get into the service for 50% off, which is pretty incredible. So I would jump on this deal because you're not going to get it cheaper than what it is right now. There's plenty people that will probably be watching this saying, hey, I paid double that. And this is your chance to really to get in on this. Something that's definitely worth doing for sure. We are doing a few different Black Friday deals though. So this is the main one because it has been such a key strategy in 2024. But we did do a couple of other launches. You guys might have seen them. One is an indicator called Theta Pro, which you might be interested in as well. If you are, I can post the link in the description, or the description and the comments, so you guys can check that out. We're also doing a Black Friday deal on that too. That's more for stocks though. So if you're more interested in like taking short term, like 4-day stock trades, using these sell side trade strategies, you might want to check that out as well.
Yeah, and any members that are in Discord that don't have access to this, you could easily just join the indicator or the consistent passive profits with covered strangles.
Yeah, and one thing to do is, if you're interested in this, and we get this all the time, we'll do these webinars and then we'll get inundated with emails. So let me just put my email in. Maybe Lance could put your email in as well.
Yeah.
So I'm just putting my email in, stoptradingprofitably@protonmail.com. We're also doing custom deals. So if you're part of Theta Traders already, we're happy to do things like add you to these extra strategies for small amounts extra. So whatever you've paid, we'll just take that off the subscription and add you to the new strategy. So say, for example, you bought Theta Pro last week or a couple of weeks ago when we did this. We'll actually add you to this covered strangle strategy for the difference in the price. So you might only owe a few $100 extra to get access to what really is a $1,200 product. And so you
I know we were talking about a package deal for those that are on Theta Pro. You could get this offer as well for, I think it was like 300 more. So just send me a message on that, or Russell, and we could get you set up with that.
Yeah, and so a lot of the sales we make are from people that watch these videos. They go in, think about it, and then they email us, and we do a custom deal with them. So I really think it benefits everybody. It compensates Lance for his time and effort, and he puts the most energy that I've ever seen any guru, and I've been reviewing gurus for a decade now, into these. And I hate using the word guru because it sounds so weird and it's strange, but it's the only word that's really used. Yeah, guru. You're a guru, Lance.
Oh, nice. I'm glad I'm a guru like all these other people that say that they are, and they don't necessarily get the results I get.
Right, exactly. So, yeah. So, is there any other questions? Because this is your opportunity, if you're on the live stream, to ask about the system, ask the difficult questions. Let us know if you have any questions about the covered strangle stuff, the Theta Pro stuff, if you're interested in the indicator system that Lance developed to do stock trade and stuff, just let us know. We'll give it another five minutes or so, and then we'll call it a night, because it is Saturday night and this is recovery time for a lot of people. And I'm glad you guys have actually been able to attend tonight, which we weren't expecting many people at all, but we figured we'd just do it anyway, give it a try.
Yeah, and we'll leave this offer open until midnight on Black Friday. So if you're still thinking it over, feel free to ask us any questions via the emails that we left.
Yeah, exactly. And you'll get follow-up emails from me with more results, data, and stuff over the next few days. So here's a question we have. Is this included as part of the Theta Traders Lifetime Package? Good question. It is indeed. Everything in Theta Traders is included in the Lifetime Package. So if you're already in that, you get access to this stuff. Hopefully, if you are a member of Theta Traders Lifetime, then you'll have seen this stuff. If not, just reach out to Lance and he'll direct you to the appropriate Discord channels for this.
Yeah, if you're a part of Inner Circle Lifetime, you already have access to it. So just send me a message. I can show you what channel it's on. I've been getting a few of those questions already, like where's the Theta Pro indicator for the Inner Circle members, and I'll just show them where it is. So I know some people have been here for many years, and I keep adding on more and more stuff for Inner Circle Lifetime, and then they're like, oh, yeah, thanks. I didn't realize that you added this on.
Yeah, you provide more value than I've ever seen anybody pile on into the Lifetime subscription stuff. And that's a good point. If you want to join the Lifetime, you get this, you get everything else, which you can see on the tastytrade.com website, all included in the price. We do payment plans. We try and get people in, and we try and be as fair as possible. So if you've paid some money towards subscriptions, we'll often take that off the Lifetime price. We get a lot of people that take advantage of that decide, hey, I've paid $500 for this subscription for a year. How about you just give me $500 off the actual price for Lifetime, and I get absolutely everything plus anything that's coming out in the near future. And so it's definitely something, if you're looking to join Lifetime, just email Lance, email me. We can get you set up with a custom deal, which I think you'll be really happy with, because we try and do the best prices out there in terms of these types of strategies.
Right. We don't have a specific Black Friday deal on the Inner Circle Lifetime, but just send us an email and we can work with you on something that will be very impressed with the price.
Yeah, everything we do is trying to get people in the best possible value, whilst eliminating the possibility of Lance being absolutely overwhelmed by people asking him questions 24 hours a day while he juggles his teaching job and all his other trading strategies and everything as well. So it's got to be a balance.
Yep. And it looks like that's all the questions. So I guess we'll just cut it at this point.
Yeah. And so hopefully you guys will receive some more information on this. If you signed up for the prize draw, you'll get some more emails this week and some reminders about signing up before the end of the deal. And hopefully you guys learned a little bit from here, or something you can go away and research a little bit more if you need to. And then just let us know. It's tastytraders.com. I'll just post the main link here, actually. Sometimes we forget to post because a lot of you guys are already in Theta Traders. But if you're not and you have no idea what we're talking about, tastytraders.com. Here's the link in the chat right now. tastytraders.com. Those are the prices that we usually sell things for. We're prepared to negotiate for Black Friday, give everybody, be mutually beneficial for everybody involved. So definitely check it out. And I hope you've enjoyed the short presentation today. And hopefully you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. Get some rest before the next trading week starts on Monday.
Yep. Thanks for everybody joining, and I'll see you guys around.
All right. Have a good evening, guys.
Bye.